Hey everyone, welcome back. And this is another top 10 list. And this is a top 10 list in the spring season of 2013 in anime. And I have not pulled the list up yet before I started recording this video. What the fuck is wrong with me? Right, top 10 spring 2014 anime is finally here. Yeah, top 10 this time to top 5 because I watched so much anime for this spring season and so much of it was so good. So I couldn't just make it a top 5. So it's a top 10. And number 10 is Breakblade. Now, this anime is awesome. I'll get into what I liked about it in a sec here, but before I do, I have to say that it's not as high up on the list as it probably could have been for a couple of reasons. One, I never watched the original 6 Breakblade movies, animated movies, so I'm not really as familiar with the series as some people might be. And the second reason is that this series was obviously, which connects into the first reason, is that this series was obviously made for people, at least I think, I see it that way, who have watched the original series or the original series of movies, because like there's a lot that they really just don't explain, that they probably, at least I would hope so, explain in the movies. Okay. That being said, I still really enjoyed this. The animation was great. This production IG, of course it was. You know, the story was definitely not as deep as I expected, but it was still very good. And the music was kick-ass, especially that opening and that ending. Okay, I really enjoyed it all. Number 9 is Hitsugi no Chaika, or Chaika the Coffin Princess. Wow. I gotta tell you, Bones is really coming back full force this year. I mean, in the winter they had Noragami and I can't remember the name of it. Yeah, Space Dandy, that's it. I didn't watch Space Dandy myself, but I heard it, but it is really popular though. They had both then. Then here during the spring they have Hitsugi no Chaika and one more that's later on this list, which is still ongoing. And then during the summer they're going to have Space Dandy 2. I'm pretty sure more. And then during the fall they're going to bring back Hitsugi no Chaika for a second season. It's like, this year they're really on the roll. And Hitsugi no Chaika was a very good series. I already did a review of it, although I'm not sure if I actually uploaded it yet or not. But basically, just to put it in a summary here, Hitsugi no Chaika is basically, it takes place in this world where magic is able to be used by wizards essentially, and one of our main characters is a girl who calls herself Chaika, who's supposedly the daughter of the Emperor Gaz, who was this fallen emperor. The Gaz Empire and Emperor Gaz have all supposedly fallen at this point. Alright, sorry about that, guys. I kind of got really interrupted there. Anyway, so about Hitsugi no Chaika, right? So basically, Chaika's goal is to collect the remains of her father, Emperor Gaz, so that she can give him a proper burial, essentially. And there might be something about her wanting to rebuild the Gaz Empire, but that's kind of up in the air at this point. Although it would be kind of interesting for her to have some sort of ulterior motive for that. Although I really think there has to be something else other than her obtaining the remains for that, because, you know, why would she need the remains to do that? Excuse me. And of course we do meet others claiming to call themselves Chaika in this series, specifically two. Each one of them goes by a color. So there's White Chaika, which is the main Chaika. Her hair is white, that's why she's White Chaika. There's Blue Chaika, who also goes by the name Layla. And then there's I wonder if that was a Star Wars reference. That's the first time I've actually thought of that, but wow. It might not be, I don't know. But anyways, though, it's also a red Chaika because her hair is red. So, and apparently they're all Chaika, they're all connected in some way. It's really complex, but it's done very well. And I can't wait for season 2, which is coming out, I believe, in the fall. Because, goddamn, this series was very good. Although not nearly as good as number 4 in this list, which is also by Bones, but I'll get to that in a little bit. Anyways, though. And number 7 is One Week Friends, also known as Ishukan Friends. Wow. Now, I've never seen 51st States, the movie, but with Adam Sandler, but a lot of people compared it to that. I've never seen that, but this series was so good. It basically revolves around a girl named, forget her name. Hold on a sec here. 1 week. It basically revolves around this girl whose memories of her friends always disappear at Fujimiya. That's right. Fujimiya's memories always disappear after an entire week. At Monday, the second it strikes Monday, her memories of all of her friends resets. The only thing that doesn't, anyone she knows who's not a friend, and for some reason her family. Okay. However, our main character, Yuki Hase, Hase Yuki, is constantly trying to become friends with her. Okay, and he even comes up with this plan once she finally accepts, such as her writing in this diary all the things she did that week so that she can read it the next week and hopefully remember it, or at least know that it happened. Okay. And it's a very cute romance story, which doesn't delve as deeply into the romance as I kind of would have expected it to, but it still is very good. Really, it revolves mainly around their friendship and Fujimiya's struggle, obviously, while still having romantic overtones for Fujimiya and Hase. And I would love if there was a season 2 of this series. Maybe because I think they were supposed to be in like middle school in this series. So I'd love it if there was like a season 2 of this series. Maybe a time skip. Maybe they're in like high school now. And to just push it even further, maybe like juniors or seniors in high school. That'd actually be pretty cool to continue the story like that. I don't think her memory loss has really been resolved by the end of this series, so it'd be cool to see where they could take it from there. Okay. Number 6 is Brynhildr in the Darkness. Now, this is an interesting series because it's by Studio Arms, which we previously known for Elfen Lied, Ikitosen, Queen's Blade, and full-on hentai. So the simple fact that they're doing a series like this, which does have a lot of fan service in it, mind you. If you're watching an ARMS series and not expecting it to have a shit ton of fan service, you're stupid. But considering that they're doing a series like this that, despite having a lot of fan service, has a very good plot, a very deep plot, and it's a very dark series similar to what Elfen Lied was. It's definitely a step up for them, and I'm really hoping that it keeps going up from here. Okay, for that studio. Okay. So yes. Anyways, though, Brynhildr in the Darkness basically revolves around these witches who have these magical powers because they were all regular humans at one point, except they were studied upon in this like laboratory because the scientists were trying to create some, I don't know, the actual, I do plan on reading the manga after this, but the actual plan of these of this research remains largely a mystery. Like, we know what this one scientist, like this main scientist, I don't think he's the head scientist, but the scientist that gets the most screen time here, we know what he wanted to do. He wanted to revive his own sister who died his younger sister who died sometime in the past, and now her soul was inside of this girl, of this witch named I forget what that witch's name was, but she's not the main female character, but still though. But we don't know what the ultimate team goal here is, or the goal of any of the other individual scientists. So I'm really hoping that it explains that in the manga, which it probably most likely will. But anyways, though, and it was just a very good series, full of tragedy at times, romance, drama, lots of stuff, and it melded together so well. The only major issue I had was the ending, which the ending, as in the last 2 episodes, were very rushed. And as a non-manga reader, I have heard that they skipped over a lot of things throughout the series, including an entire fucking arc. Okay. But still, though, it's like I do plan. The ending was, as in the last 2 episodes, were so rushed that it really was kind of disappointing. It wasn't a shitty ending, but it still was very disappointing, I felt. So, but I still really enjoyed the series, and I definitely recommend it, okay? Number 5 is The World is Still Beautiful. Oh boy. The World is Still Beautiful is a romance series by Studio Pierrot, which they're most famous for doing Naruto and Bleach, obviously, but they also do lots of other series, including this and including a few series coming up in the summer. But The World is Still Beautiful is basically a series, a romance series about this girl named I forget her. I will look it up here real quick, but I'll still keep talking. This girl who from this land, and she's able to summon the rain. Okay, by singing a song. The song that she always sings is called Tender Rain, I believe. It's a beautiful song, by the way, although me and a lot of other people did get really sick and tired of it towards the end, because she sung it almost every fucking episode, but it's still a beautiful song, okay? Really, here we are. Okay, her name is Nikke, and she's the 4th and youngest princess of the Rain Dukedom. And she's able to summon the rain by singing the song Tender Rain. Okay, and her grandmother, actually, as we learn in the final episode, is able to sing a song called Farewell Rain, which is sung to all people basically leaving their country, whether it's permanently or not. And she's sent by her father to the Sun Kingdom to marry the Sun King Livius. However, she finds out that he's kind of a kid, and that's where a lot of people get that's where a lot of the controversy over this series comes, because okay, so this girl here, who we assume is probably between 16 and 18, probably is falling in love with this kid. Really, it doesn't specify her age, I don't think so. I'm not really too butthurt over it, if you know what I mean. And really, at first, Livius, because he's the king despite being a kid, but the only reason he's the king is because his mother died. I think his father left him or died, either one, and so he basically was forced to ascend to the throne so early, even though he didn't want to at all. Okay. And basically, at first, before actually falling in love with Nikke, he ends up basically using Nikke to try to fill the void in his heart left by his mother's death. And really, she acts like kind of a motherly figure, but also a big sister figure to him at first, before she falls in love with him. But by the end, they do end up falling in love with having that kiss that they both agree with. And what I mean by that is, throughout the course of the series, it was kind of funny where Livius would actually kiss her without her say so, and it led to some. Actually, I have to admit, some pretty good comedy in the series. Okay, but either way, though, the series is very good. This is one of the best romances I've ever seen in terms of anime, and it was done so well. I really want there to be a season 2, because there's actually some things that they could elaborate on more. if they made a season 2, such as there's this one thing where Nikki's grandmother, although she does give in by the end of the series, Nikki's grandmother at first doesn't want her to leave, as we find out when she and Livius actually returns to the Drain Dukedom, because, well, for two reasons really. One, it's because she obviously loves her granddaughter and doesn't want her to get hurt, and two, it's because if she ever fell into the wrong hands, her power could be used to like destroy nations or something, and that's something really interesting that they did not elaborate on in here. And I really think that if they did it well enough, they could actually stretch that over an entire second season, make that second season as good, if not better, than season 1 was. Alright. But that being said, I loved this anime. Okay, I loved every episode. I could not wait for a new episode to come out. So, yeah. Number 4 is Captain Earth, the other Bones anime this season. Captain Earth is still ongoing, by the way. I forgot one. I actually forgot one up here. Daggone. Number 8 was Haikyuu. I'm going to keep this brief. Number 8 was Haikyuu, a sports anime about volleyball, which is still ongoing. Going to be like 25 episodes long, I think. Or 24, something like that. And I do think it's really good, if not a little cliche. Like, the main character is definitely cliche, and so is the rival and this whole rivalry thing in general. Then again, as I've always said, I don't care about cliches, but it's still a very good series. I love these inner monologues. I think they do these inner monologues great. And I love this character dynamic between our main character, Hinata, and his rival. And the volleyball scenes are intense. Seriously. So, anyways, though. Number 4 is Captain Earth. It's still ongoing. It'll be like 25 episodes long, I think. And Captain Earth, oh my god. I don't think I've seen a Bones mech series since the original Eureka 7. And now that I've seen this, I can't wait for new episodes to come out. Seriously. Like, the mech scenes are so good. Like, they really put the animation in here. And the fights are intense. And the characters are just so good. And they're slowly developing already. Even though the series isn't even halfway done yet, I don't think. Which is good. Okay? You know, this and the same with, well, I'm not sure about Haikyuu, how I'll like it by the end. But the only reason this isn't higher on the list is because it's not done, obviously. Not even close to being done. Okay. But I still think it's very good. I very much enjoyed it. And I can't wait for it to continue. Number 3 is Nanana's Buried Treasure. This was a very unique anime. It only ran for 11 episodes, but it was very unique and very good. It basically revolved around a beautiful, neat girl named Nanana. And when she was alive, because she's a ghost girl now, when she was alive, she was a treasure hunter, basically. But because when she died, she wasn't happy with the way it ended, so she was forced to be confined to this, like, one room in this hotel, or in this, like, apartment. And that's when she meets our main character. And the two of them end up growing a bond throughout the course of the series. Whether it's romantic or not, I don't know. But they end up growing a bond throughout the course of the series, and our main character ends up joining the Adventure Club, which are searching for Nanana's collection, which are like the most valuable things I think that she ever found during her treasure hunting days when she was alive. And at first glance with that summary, it seems like it's just going to be a standard, slice of life, or not really slice of life, but a standard comedy series. But there's lots of drama in it, and the plot actually gets really deep and at times kind of dark. It's not enormously dark, but it does have dark elements to it, which I very much enjoyed. Okay. The series was very well done, and I applaud A1 Pictures for it. A1 Pictures has really been doing good by me lately. I mean, they did SAO, which I loved. They did Shinsekai Yori, which I watched recently and I loved, despite being horribly depressed afterwards. And now this, Nine Lives Buried Treasure. They really... Also, this past winter, they also did World Conquest Zvezda Plot, which I really enjoyed. And now this. They really have a large range of what they're able to do. Okay, which is very good. Alright. Number 2 is Kawaii Complex Guide to Manners and Hostile Behavior. Wow, what is there to say about this series? It's probably one of the best romances I've ever seen in my life because of how realistic it is. I look at situations our main male and main female character are in, well, mainly the main male character, obviously, because I'm male, are in this series, and I say, what he's experiencing, I have experienced before, almost exactly like this. I've never said that before about a fucking romance anime. This is seriously the most realistic fucking romance anime I've ever seen in my life, and I loved it. Okay? And I really want there to be a season 2 because we did not get that fucking kiss scene at the end of the series. I mean, they finally ended up trading emails at the end of the series, but we didn't get that kiss scene. So, I mean, that's not the only reason why I want a season 2. I just want a season 2 because this was so fucking awesome. And if they put in Studio Brainspace, by the way, they also did actually One Week Friends, so they did 2 romances this season. Plus, they also did Kamigami no Asobi, but less said about that better, I guess. Anyways, like, they really know their fucking romances, apparently. And although, considering this is Brainspace, we're probably never going to get a sequel to it. Which sucks. Who knows, they might break that trend. Anyways, though, I just really want to see a sequel to this. Like, a sequel series. And if they put enough time, love, and care and attention into the second season as they did the first season, I'm sure it could be as good, if not better, than the first season was. Come on, it has to fucking happen. Anyways, and number 1, my favorite anime of the season is Selector Infected Wheatcross. It's spelled like Wixos, like all capitals Wixoss, but it's pronounced Wheatcross. So it's Selector Infected Wheatcross. And whenever I recommend this anime to someone who hasn't seen it before, hold on a second. Okay. Whenever I recommend this anime to someone who hasn't seen it before, what I always say is, think if you take Yu-Gi-Oh! And combine it with Madoka Magica. Now, I've never seen Madoka Magica, but I do know a lot about how dark it is. So that's kind of what I always say. And people who have seen both Yu-Gi-Oh! And Madoka Magica seem to agree with me, so apparently I'm giving a correct comparison. Because really it is. It's a magical girl series, basically, that's quite dark. Now, granted, I've heard it's not nearly as dark as Madoka Magica actually is, but it's still quite dark, okay? And it involves playing a card game like Yu-Gi-Oh! Although it is a little bit different. Really, there's only like one monster card, I guess you could say, which comes in the form of like this girl in a skimpy outfit, but and all the other cards are used to like power up this one monster card, I believe, which I don't like to call it a monster card because we're not really monsters, but I can't really think of something better to call it. They all do have individual names. And the game is this game called Wheatcross. But it's a lot darker than it seems. There's, like, whenever... The basic premise is that if you win 3 battles, you're supposed to become a new eternal girl, and your greatest wish gets answered. or gets brought to truth, to real. It gets brought to real. I do English good. Yes. It gets brought to fruition, I guess. Sorry about that, guys. My tablet's camera that I'm using to record with right now ended up running out of time. So I had to empty all the videos I had on there off there. Anyways, though, back to what I was saying before about Selector Infected Wheatcross. So where was I again? Yes, the whole Eternal Girl there, greatest wish will be granted. However, we learn two very dark things later on. First off, if they lose 3 battles, the wish they had will actually become tainted. So, for example, this one girl, I forget her name, her wish was to have friends. She wanted to be able to make friends, okay, because she just couldn't make friends. She was extraordinarily antisocial and embarrassed, clumsy, and she just couldn't make friends. So she wanted to make friends desperately. However, when she lost her 3rd battle, that wish became tainted. So not only did she not remember any of the friends she already had, which included our main characters, but she couldn't make them either. So whenever those main characters I just mentioned there tried to confront her, she would actually undergo extraordinary pain. And whenever anyone else confronted her who wanted to be her friend, she would also undergo extraordinary pain. That's what the whole thing about the wishes being tainted means, okay? There was also another character named Aki who wanted to ruin our main character's life, essentially. So when she lost her 3rd battle, her life was basically ruined. That's essentially what it means. However, if they win the 3 battles, their wish actually isn't granted for themselves. Their wish is granted for their LRIG, which are the girls trapped in the cards. So the LRIGs will get those wishes granted for them. And the selectors, which are the people playing the games, will end up being trapped inside the cards as LRIGs. So there's some very dark shit here, but it's done so well. Really, the only major complaint I guess I could say that I have would be how it ends. But we know we already know there's gonna be a season 2. Okay, it's already been officially confirmed there will be a season 2. When exactly? I think it's sometime either next fall or next winter. I'm not too sure about that. But still, though, there will be a season 2. This ran for 12 episodes. Season 2 will ran for another 12 episodes, I'm pretty sure. It's going to be called Selector Spread Wheatcross. And there's lots of other things that happen in the series, too, but I don't really want to spoil it all for you. So I'll leave you to go watch that if you haven't already, but oh, man. Sorry, my voice here. Getting very hoarse. Anyways, though, so I definitely enjoyed it. It was my favorite anime of the spring season of 2013. Or 2014. Anyways, though, this will conclude my top 10 spring 2014 anime. I very much enjoyed making this list. I very much enjoyed watching all these series and others too that didn't quite make the list. One is a slice of life moe series that's called Is the Order a Rabbit, which I absolutely fucking loved. I was tempting to put it on this list, but in comparison to all the other 10 that I put on this list, there's really not much there. It's, as much as I loved it, it's pretty much just a standard moe slice of life anime, but I do think it's worth watching, and that's why I'm putting it in here at the very end here as an honorable mention, because I do definitely think you should go watch it. All right. Anyways, overall, hope you enjoyed this video, guys. These after guys, thanks for watching. Bye bye.